You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is July 20th, Sunday morning. Welcome to the Two Scotch Funk Worldwide Lounge. Is summer screaming by for you as well? My God, July 20th. It doesn't seem possible. That means the fair's coming up and I have to go back to school soon. Maybe we'll get to do some school clothes shopping though. It has been a wild week. Last week was crazy. I just took over another company from my boss, and it's about a 45-minute drive from home, and it's a factory I've never worked in before, an industry I've never worked in before, with people I've never worked with before. And it has been a fantastic week. I'm learning a ton about the injection molding process. It's something I never thought I'd dabble in, but I'm going to be immersed in it now. But my favorite part, the best part, is the people. I mean, I'm super nerd when it comes to the machines, and yeah, this week I'm going to spend some time learning how to run parts because I want to know how it works. If you ask my mom, or if you would have asked Dad, Mom's still available for this question, but if there was a knob or a switch or a lever, it was begging to be operated, and I just had a real hard time resisting that. Still do. There's something about, I don't know what it is, the mechanics of a switch, I guess, but something about turning something on or off or whatever. I am in, so I'm in on these machines. They're older, but I want to learn how to run them. So the people, I get to walk the shop and meet all these brand new faces that are looking at me like, who is this asshole? What are they going to do? This is all new. What are they going to take away? And the shop dynamic here is almost identical to every other shop I've been in. It is a microcosm of society, all jammed into a very hot space. Injection molding, these are melted plastic parts. So you dump these little plastic pellets in the hopper, and the machine melts them at about, I think 400 degrees, maybe a little less. Sounds hot. And it is hot. And so when you're dealing with 95-degree days in a non-air conditioned factory with machines that are producing 400 degrees of heat, it's toasty. It's not shorts and t-shirts and flip-flops in a factory. So here's people that are already hot. They're working their asses off. They're making parts. The machines fail in the humidity because I'm learning a lot about this injection molding thing. Humidity affects this and that and the heat. And, oh yeah, by the way, here's the new owner and the new leadership team. Day one was a little rough, but by Friday, it was pretty darn good. I got some good pals out in the shop already. Some people I like to say good morning to. I like to start my day by walking around and visiting with people, getting the feel, see how their things are going, how was their weekend, how was their life, and learning more about each person, because we all got a story, and I want to know yours. Mine's out there. I want to know yours. I mean, we all have our own stuff, but you go to each workstation, people are nervous, and there's still some people I haven't had time to meet yet, which is hard to believe as much time as I spent out there, but there's some people that you could tell, they want to talk, they want to know what's going on, and they make it very obvious. I've got a few of those that have become super close already, And then you've got the other ones that say, well, he's never even talked to me yet. Well, no, I haven't, because I've talked to the people that make eye contact and don't look pissed off. I start with the easy ones first, and then I'll get to you. I want to learn you. I want to know what's going on. I know you got questions. I know that scowl on your face can't be made for me because I've never met you, so we'll figure that out too. But as I work through the shop and as I get to know more and more people, I get to learn more and more about them, but more and more about what they think of others. And man, what a perfect week for this to happen, because there was another thing in the news that made me think, holy moly, what are we doing? What are we as humans doing, and why are we doing it? I am fascinated by the human psyche, and this week was a perfect example of how we operate. Start with some fun stuff here. Does anybody on this episode, this line, remember the game called telephone? We do this in grade school, and I can remember Mrs. McGurr's class. For some reason, that one really stuck out. She would tell the first person in the first farthest row something, and then they had to share it with the person behind them, and then it had to go all the way through the room. And then by the time it got to the last kid, now this is third grade, so there's really not a lot of angst. We're thinking about kickball. We're not thinking about, well, Johnny, he drinks a lot, and Susie, she's crazy. No, you're third grade. You want to go outside and play. So by the time it gets to the last kid, and that kid tells the story that was told to the first kid by the teacher, wildly different. So there's telephone. Now add 30, 40, 50 years to that third grade classroom. Add 30, 40, 50 years of life to that third grader's history. We're in a factory. We're working. These people are not thinking about playing kickball. They're not thinking about recess. They're thinking about their kids, their grandkids, their mortgage, their broken down car, how hot it is, how uncomfortable they are, and how somebody's getting something that they're not, and how unfair it is. Oh my God. Telephone in a factory, not as fun as telephone in Mrs. McGurr's third grade class. I learned this trick a long time ago. You got to find out who the female is that the women hate the most, and then you got to find out who the man is that the men hate the most, and plant a seed with both of those two people. Figure out what's in their head, what's going on with them. And my goodness, sometimes it proves itself out how fast it gets around a shop. Well, I heard you said to so-and-so that they're going to get to do this. Well, yeah, okay. I said they might, and they might get a chance if they apply themselves and if they're really interested. But by the time it gets back to the office, oh my God, ease up, people. But it proves itself out, even though we may be working on it. And that's one thing I do try to deal with on my own problem, my own character flaws, is hypocrisy. Why is it okay for someone to do this, but the same exact action by someone else pisses me off? Because I'm full of hypocrisy. I am. I get it. So are other people. And this shop has it. It's no different. It's not a judgment. It's just an observation, but it's accurate, and it's universal. It's a human nature thing. Now, any of you out there that are listening right now, if you've got kids and you have more than one, have you ever had one of them come to you and say, Mom, Dad, it's not fair that blah, blah gets seduced, blah, blah. And what is your instant response? It's universal. I think we're hard-coded from the dinosaur days, our caveman days. What's the first thing we say? Life isn't fair. Now, a 4-year-old doesn't have a lot of lifetime to compare that to. You've been teaching them everybody gets the same amount. You got to share. I mean, you're reinforcing the fairness, but then again, you say in the same breath, yes, life isn't fair, kid, suck it up. So that's what we have in a shop with 30, 40, 50 years of experience and unfairness being demonstrated. So we get to I do my walk, and I learn more and more about each person, and so-and-so is a fantastic worker. Well, when he's here, he drinks too much, and he's got a problem. He won't address it. Okay, so that one might strike a nerve with me, and this is my hypocrisy showing, and my favoritism. But yeah, okay, he's one of our best workers when he's there, and he makes the best parts and the fastest, and makes the hardest ones. I mean, he's a beast. He's just a working machine when he's there. Am I going to fire him because he doesn't show up sometimes? No. I'm going to try to figure out later once things settle in a little bit, see if we can help. Something's going on there that nobody else knows about, including me, and maybe even including him. He might not know what's going on. I do have a little bit of experience in this world, so yeah, life isn't fair. I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway. Well, so-and-so only works here because they get their benefits. If they work too much, they can only work part-time, so they're still working off the government. I'm like, you know what? Okay, so-and-so did that. Well, they have bad eyes. They can't work anymore. They're still showing up every day. They're making good parts. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're not bitching and complaining. They're doing their thing, and the best they can. They can't even see to drive. Okay, there's some leeway there. But the hypocrisy, the life isn't fair. How come she gets to do this and he gets to do that? They just do. So we point our fingers at that which we sometimes should be pointing in the mirror. And the thing that brought this episode to the forefront, I wanted to talk about this new team. They're some really fun, great people. The office workers are in the shop shipping and making parts and getting raw material and hauling ass and getting things done. And the one gal, she and her husband were at a concert, and she's texting me data and financials. I'm like, go be at the concert. I'm just so excited. She's revved. I mean, they are very excited about having some help in there finally. The thing that got me, I don't know if anybody heard about this. There was a Coldplay. I guess there's some sort of band. Yeah, not one that I would listen to, but certainly wouldn't go to a concert. But a CEO of a corporation and his HR lady were being very kind and friendly to each other on the kiss cam, and clearly by the motions made by them, probably shouldn't have been as friendly as they were. So lives have been changed by this massively. I mean, there's huge implications here. And, I hear it's funny to listen to both sides of the story. What a dick he is. What a jerk he is. Yeah, okay. And I'm thinking, yeah, he is. We don't know his story. We don't know what's going on at home. All the memes, he's over his job, done, resigned. I don't know what's going to happen to the HR lady. I can't imagine that the HR lady has impacted anybody else's life like that, maybe. Can you imagine at work if there was something screwy going around and she had to judge people and say, oh, sorry, can't do that, you're fired. I look at all the hypocrisy here, and that's what hit me. People are so excited to judge what they don't understand and have no idea. Yeah, he boned it, he ruined it, he screwed up. She did too. They both are guilty. Nobody gets off on that one. I think they both have the responsibility. I'm pretty sure she knew he was married, and I know for sure he did. But who knows what's going on at home with him? Who knows what's going on at home with her? None of us, unless some of my listeners work for him or her. Now, I will give the internet massive props for the hilarity. I mean, the memes and the jokes that came out are incredible. I mean, the hilarity is impressive. At someone else's expense. And yeah, I get it. I'm not supposed to laugh, but I do. There's some clever shit out there. But I thought about that. How do I apply the Coldplay incident to the factory? It's pretty straightforward. We look at somebody and want to mock them or say, ha ha, because it makes us feel better about us. Somebody's getting something we aren't. Somebody has something that we don't, and it's getting taken away. Good. Ha ha. Man, and I am guilty too. Trust me, I see, well, how come they get to do this and I don't? I mean, it's human nature. You want as much as you can get all the time. I think the difference is some of us have learned that, okay, over time, yeah, you get what you get by earning it and working for it. Some of it's luck. My God, no doubt about that. I've been just incredibly fortunate with the luck I've had. Had some bad stuff. Man, if I look at the scales of fortune, the good luck side is way heavier than the bad luck side. I'm thankful for that. So how do we fix this? I don't know. I don't have a life lesson here. I think the thing that we can look at is when we start to judge someone, like the guy that drinks too much or the girl that dresses too beach-ish. Maybe she looks like she's going to the beach instead of a factory, and we got to address that. What's going on with her? Why does she do that? Why is she looking for that kind of attention? What's going on with her? Why does this guy drink like he does and still show up and do all of his good works? What's going on with him? So maybe the fix is that pause. Instead of saying, look at her dress like that, look at him smell like booze. I mean, you can't come in smelling like booze, but what I'm saying is maybe we take that second, give yourself 5, which seems like an eternity sometimes. That eternity, that 5 seconds, gives you that chance to say, you know what, okay, it has to be a conscious effort. You have to say, okay, there's a reason that people act the way they do. There's a reason that I act the way I do. Maybe a little bit of grace applied liberally will be okay. It's not going to hurt anything. And go back to doing what you do. Let them do their thing. You worry about you. I mean, how many parents have said that? Don't worry about what your brother or sister's doing. You worry about what you're doing. Mom and Dad had a lot of this stuff right when we were kids, didn't they? How did they know? We were so smart and they weren't, allegedly. But that's all I have for today. Grace. Yeah, people are going to make mistakes. People are going to do things differently than we do. People are going to make mistakes and do things differently than we do, but that does not make them subhuman to us or lesser people. Add the grace. Give yourself some too. And for God's sake, don't go to Coldplay. If you're going to get busted doing something stupid, go to something cool like, a Quiet Riot concert or something dignified. That's all I got for today. I hope everybody has a great week. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.